Good morning guys, how are you? Welcome back to my garden, welcome back to my channel. I started to do a bit of a cleanup already. I'm getting rid of everything that's dead, that didn't survive winter, every spring flower that is done blooming for the season, and I'm making some space for new fresh summer plants that I already bought that are waiting to be planted. We just have to do some big cleanup first. It's always, tricky. That's period of the year when you switch between spring and summer. You buy your summer flowers, but your spring flowers are not done blooming yet, so we have to wait a little bit, and it kind of creates a bit of a mess in my balcony garden. So the objective for today is to get rid of that mess, to get plants planted, to get the garden cleaned. So let's get to work. My goal for today is just to switch these railing planters from spring to summer. As you can see, there's still some lovely pansies in them, but for the most part they just look really tired and done. So the goal is to switch these to summer, but at the same time I'm also cleaning up some of the containers that I have here on the floor. You see where some plants didn't survive winter, where I had some pansies and some spring bulbs that are now done blooming. This way I know more or less how many empty containers I have and what else I can potentially plant. But today we will just be switching the railing planters, and take a look at this. The back of the balcony looks like a hot mess. I had daffodil bulbs planted in these containers, so obviously I'm gonna be keeping them from this year until next year and hopefully for many years to come. And look what's amazing with daffodils. They naturalize and they multiplicate even in containers. So if you originally start with one bulb, already within one season you can have like 1, 2, 3 extra daffodil bulbs. You can separate them just like that, and you have more and more daffodils every single year. As for the soil, as I mentioned in my last video and in many of my previous videos, for my summer planters I like to start with fresh soil because summer flowers, they will bloom all season long. They put on a beautiful flower show, and they just need good quality soil that retains moisture, that retains nutrients, that has a good texture. But this is soil from autumn. Like, I filled those containers with fresh potting soil in autumn and I was planting my bulbs and my pansies, and as you could see, those pansies, they had a very shallow root system, so there's still a lot of soil, a lot of potting soil remaining in these containers. I still want to start with fresh potting soil for my summer flowers, but at the same time I don't want to get rid of all of this, so I will repurpose it somehow in my garden. I will just add it to some of my containers, or maybe to my veggie garden like this. I'm not wasting anything, but I'm still starting with fresh potting mix for my summer flowers. One thing I wanted to tell you about bulbs, you can totally keep your bulbs in the same container from year to year. The reason why I dig mine up is because these railing planters are very shallow. So once I'm going to plant those summer flowers, they are going to take up the entire space. The root system of those plants is going to completely fill out those pots. But if you work with a large enough container, you can totally keep your bulbs from year to year. I've done it with some of my bulbs. I've kept them in the same pot for up to 5 years. There's absolutely no problem with that, and you can even plant something on top of them. Don't worry, the bulbs will not rot out. They will still have their dormancy period. When you think about it, in a real garden situation, we don't dig out our bulbs from year to year. We leave them in the ground, and there's rain, there is heat, there is frost, and nothing happens to them, right? The same principle kind of applies to container gardens. So you can totally keep the bulbs in the same container if it is a large enough container. I'm going to show you an example. So these are a bit too shallow because the bulbs were sitting almost at the bottom of the container, and then, you know, that doesn't really leave a lot of space for my summer planters. But if you have a container of about this size, how much is it? About 40 centimeters in height. But even if you're working with something slightly smaller like these, not sure how tall these are, I would estimate about 30 centimeters maybe in height, this could work. Like if you were to plant daffodils at the bottom of this, you can totally plant some summer flowers on top. Obviously you want to plant something that's fairly easy going. You know, you don't want to plant like some petunias or something, because obviously petunias, they dry up pretty quickly, so this might not be the best option. But this container, as I said, would be largely enough to accommodate for bulbs and some summer flowers, maybe some smaller summer flowers or some herbs on top of them. Alright, so the containers are emptied, and actually I changed my mind. Take a look at this. In most of these pots, I was able to keep quite a bit of potting soil, and it's still good quality potting soil, like the texture is still fine. So I changed my mind and I decided I'm actually gonna keep this potting soil. There's only a couple of containers like this one here where I had to remove pretty much everything, but for the most part this is still good quality potting mix, and I still kept quite a lot of it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna add some fresh soil, some fresh vermiculite, a little bit of organic matter, and we are good to go. Alright, so the potting mix I'm going to be using today is Classman Professional. I've been using it for several years. I switch between this one and Playground Light Mix depending on what's easier for me to buy. Actually, the shop where I used to buy my potting soil closed, so now I started to use this one because it's easier for me to buy it. Classman Professional is a really good quality professional blend. We are using this one at work as well. And this one is special for hanging baskets, for pots, for containers. It's pre-fertilized, I think, for 9 months. So it's really, really awesome. And it's for flowering plants. So with this one, I can just, plant my flowers and pretty much forget about them. But this one is already rich in organic matter and fertilizer, as I said. But what I'm gonna be adding to this is a whole bunch of vermiculite. Vermiculite is a mineral that helps to retain soil moisture. So by adding a couple of handfuls of vermiculite to your potting soil, you make your life way easier. You will not have to be out here twice a day watering your plants. In my shady container garden, obviously I don't have a lot of sun, but the temperature can still reach 40 degrees Celsius. And I water my plants twice a week, 3 times a week maximum, thanks to vermiculite. When I wasn't adding vermiculite, I had to water my plants every single day. And this potting mix that I have here is actually the same one that I'm gonna be adding the Classman for flowering plants and hanging baskets. So I'm just gonna add a couple of handfuls, mix it well. And then add a whole bunch of vermiculite. Alrighty, the planters are ready, but before I show you my flowers for this year, I want to share with you a couple of thoughts regarding my choice of plants and kind of my summer garden maintenance. So the first things first, I do not have outdoor water tap, so I have to carry water from my apartment. And as you can imagine, with the amount of plants that I have in my balcony, it can get a bit complicated and a bit tricky. So I either water with a watering hose, but I also use a system that I shared with you a couple of years ago, I think in one of my videos. I use a connector where you can plug it to your kitchen tap and then plug your garden hose. I use expandable hose that doesn't take up a lot of space, and like this I can water my plants with a hose, tapping to my kitchen tap. This made my life really, really easier. But I also want to talk about the choice of plants. So as I mentioned, even though my garden is in the shade, it's really, really hot here in summer, 40 degrees Celsius in the shade easily. So the planters do dry out rapidly, even though they are not exposed to direct sunlight. And in the past, I followed the trend where people overcrowd their containers. Like when they plant their summer planters, the planters are already full, like at the beginning of the season. Obviously, it looks beautiful, it looks like really pretty. And if you have like a self-watering system, or if you are willing to be out here twice a day to water these plants, by all means. But I don't have the time for it, and as much as I love my garden, as much as I love spending time here, I just simply cannot be here twice a day watering my planters. So first of all, as you could see, as I showed you, I am adding a lot of stuff to my potting mix to help with water retention. That's step number one. Step number two, I choose simplicity. I want my garden to look pretty. I want flowers all season long, but I also want low maintenance. So I choose plants that are drought tolerant, that are low maintenance, that bloom all season long, and that don't require a lot of water. So petunias are no-go for me. I did that in the past. I planted them. I made compositions with like 7 plants. I completely overcrowded these fairly small, fairly narrow containers. I did that. It required a ton of maintenance. No thank you, not anymore. So now I choose simplicity. I'm only gonna plant 3 plants, you guys, in these containers. I think last year I planted 4, this year I'm planting even less. 3 plants. That's okay, even if the containers don't look full right away, don't worry. If you give those plants the space, they will fill out those containers. You just have to be patient. So that's kind of my mentality, that's my mindset for this season, for the seasons ahead. Simplicity, low maintenance, while still enjoying your garden. Alright, so as I mentioned, I am keeping things super simple this year. Only 2 plants and 3 plants per container. So what do we have here? One of my all-time favorites, if you follow me long enough, you know that I pretty much plant this plant every single year. Euphorbia Shades in Pink. In my last video, I showed you Euphorbia Diamond Frost. We planted it together on the south-facing balcony. It has beautiful white petals, beautiful green foliage. But this one, Shades in Pink, is a bit newer. It's been around for a couple of years now, but it's slightly newer than the Diamond Frost, but it grows and acts exactly the same way. It's quite drought tolerant. It likes a good drink, but it can take some drought. It can grow in full sun, it can grow in partial sun, it can grow in full shade, and I really love those dainty petals. I love how they mix in with all the other plants. So I had this one in my composition last year. I mixed it with double bloom Begonia semperflorens, so I went for this one as well this year because I love it so much. But now these are new to me. I have never grown them in my own garden. I don't think I've ever even worked with them. I don't think I've used them in any of my projects before. Sun Patience. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with them, but if you're not, I'm sure you're familiar with Impatiens. Impatiens are one of those, old plants that all of our grandmas have in their garden every summer. Now, Impatiens are very popular. They've been around for years and years and years. I'm not a huge fan of them, even though they are one of the plants that are the most recommended for shady gardens, because they prefer partially shady areas, they prefer cooler, more moist conditions. I'm not a fan because they are quite brittle. You water them a little bit too much and they start to turn yellow, they start to rot out, you don't water them enough, they start to wilt, they don't bloom as beautiful anymore. So I'm not a fan. So when these came on the market quite a while ago already, I wasn't convinced because they were marketed as improved Impatiens, more sturdy, more resistant, and they said that they can take full sun. That's why Sun Patience. I wasn't convinced, so I stayed away from them for a while, but this year I was wondering, okay, let's give them a try. So when I went to the garden center, to the nursery, I noticed that, as you can see, they were extremely pot bound. Like I had a hard time pulling them off the wicking mat, and I noticed that they were like bone dry, like the soil was bone dry, and they looked like this. Full bloom, they look like they're in their prime, no wilt, nothing. So I was like, okay, it looks like they are very resistant. Let's give them a try. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plant them in my railing planters this summer, and I'm super excited to see how that goes. So this is the idea. 1 Sun Patient in the middle and 2 Euphorbias on the side, and they are not planted yet, but I already love how they look. And as you can see, they will have plenty of space to grow, to get bigger, without overcrowding the container. Hi guys, I'm talking from the future right now because I'm editing the video and I realized that I forgot to mention something pretty important. So, when we talk about plants and summer flowers, especially being heat resistant and drought tolerant, they don't require a lot of water. There's one important information here. Once you plant these plants in your garden, they may need watering every day, because they go through a transplant shock. You plant them in a new environment. Perhaps you disturb the roots a little bit at the planting time, especially if your plants are like mine. Mine were very compacted, so I had to release that compaction. I disturbed the roots a little bit. So those plants will take a couple of weeks to establish, to go through that transplant shock, to produce new roots, So in that moment, your plant may not look the best. It may actually lose flowers. It may look a little sad. It may wilt quite often. So it's really important to not get discouraged, to just keep watering your plants, keep taking care of them, and in a couple of weeks they should bounce back and they should look more beautiful. So let me give you a quick look at what my plants look right now. So they look absolutely beautiful. As you can see, they started to fill out, but it is just now that they started to look really nice and full. Initially, when I planted them, these plants lost some flowers. They were wilting every single day, and I had to water them pretty often. But now, a couple weeks later, they are finally starting to establish, and they are finally being low maintenance as they should be. I absolutely love how it turned out. I cannot wait to see them bloom in summer. I cannot wait for them to fill out, and obviously we'll give you an update on them in a couple of weeks, but really happy with this very simple yet very pretty result. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, that you maybe learned something new or found inspiration. Thanks so much for joining me today, and we'll see each other again in the next video.